Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Jebediah. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be working on this boat right here, installing some guide bunks for the side. That way when I'm trying to put this thing in and out on the river, it's a little bit easier for me. So stay tuned on how to do that. The first thing I did was pick a set of guide bunks that I thought were good. I opted for a 2-post system. Some of them, it's just one post that has the bunk is connected to. I wanted a little bit more strength, so I'm with a 2-post system. I bought mine from, I think it was Lowe's. It's called the Extreme Max, and really sturdy. The only downside is they come unfinished, unpainted, just bare metal. So what you'll see is I've already actually painted these. I used a self-etching primer on the bare metal, and then I sprayed it with a rubberized undercoating meant for like cars. So I wanted it to match the black of the trailer, but you don't have to do that. I just wanted to take that extra step. Now, one of the reasons we're gonna go over what all this is because these are the instructions, and this is all you get. You get the parts included in the kit and what it's supposed to look like. So it's super confusing, but hopefully this will help you be able to map it out a little bit better, at least for a kit like this, and get a general idea of what it's supposed to look like. So let's get to it. We're gonna put the guide bunks right here over this fender well. I would have liked to have them be a little bit further back, but I can't because they're 4-foot bunks, and this thing is only 3.5 feet from the end of the trailer. So it's gonna straddle this wheel just like this. So I'm gonna mount them right here, and the bunk will be right above this. You can opt to mount the guides either on top of your frame here or lower. But if you want a little bit extra height on how the bunk is, you can put it on the top. That's where I'm gonna put mine, just so that I can get even more, because some of the banks and stuff I drop this boat into are pretty deep, or steep I should say. So I want kind of as much bumper as I possibly can. So I'm gonna put mine up here. Here we go.
These are just 2 long bolts that essentially run on either side of the rail with a plate on top, plate on the bottom. I was using an impact just to make things a little bit easier for me instead of a regular socket, but it was a pretty tight fit, and so I was using a knuckle on my socket just to make sure that I could get the impact in there. The thing you really want to focus on here though is making sure that you're tightening the bolts down the same. So don't over tighten one, and then what can happen is if you do that, you'll bend the metal, and that's not good. So make sure you're tightening them evenly as you go.
So now we're gonna put the guide rails on, but first, these brackets. So it comes with a couple of these carriage bolts. Carriage bolt simply goes into the bracket here and then on. Now you have to be careful which way you orient the bracket, because see how it's got a little bit of a bend in it? Your carriage bolt head goes inside the bend so that when you put the bunk on, it actually sits flush. Now this just simply gets screwed in. Once you have your bracket installed on your post, now it's time to get the guide bunk and actually drill it in. So I've already lined mine up pretty good here, and it comes with these tap screws, and these tap screws just go straight into the bunk, just like that. So we're gonna just drill them in. I got my impact ready, just making sure the level is where I want it before I drill it, because once it's in, I don't want to have to move it. The other thing I did too was I actually found the staples where they had folded over the carpet, and I made sure that those are not against my boat. So they're actually staples underneath here. All right, now most of this is all done. All I have left to do is go back, tighten up everything, make sure that it's kind of where I want it, and make sure that it's tight, it won't wiggle free. And then we do the same thing on the other side. So here's the completed side, at least side one. As you can see, we mounted the motorcycle, mounted the guide, or we mounted the posts on top of the rail, threading the bolts down with lock nuts on the bottom. This guide post comes up to the bracket here, that gets screwed directly into the bunk, making sure that the staples are not going to be touching your boat is very helpful. And then the front is the exact same thing. Pretty simple. I think for me, the hardest part was just laying out all the pieces and painting them all and making sure I had everything that I need tools wise, because these heads on the lag bolts are different than the nuts, and I don't know why they changed sizes, but they did. So that's side one, and we'll get on to side two. But if you enjoyed this video, man, make sure to check out the channel. There's gonna be other videos on this exact boat with what we've done with painting it camo, installing a fish finder, transom saver, stern saver even, bunch of other junk that we've done. This beaver tail boat blind that you can see up here, we've done a review on it as well. So lots of good things. If you're interested in boats, if you're interested in hunting, make sure to check out the other videos on the channel. They'll be up really soon. All right, see you later.